She's never been up here before. She's pretty. She's a beautiful girl.
Look at that.
Oh, that's
This is Taini. Well, it's hard to believe it's cheetah time again. Here we are.
But you can hear it in the background, that gorgeous growl of
Purr,
Taini.
purr, purr.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a purr, not a growl. Tell us how you know the difference so that we can relax.
Well, that's a happy sound. She's very happy to be here and looking around. Purr just like cats do. So, yeah, being here in Kink is a great place for her to be.
Knowledgeable, informed voice there of Dr. Lori Marker, the founder of executive director of the Cheetah Conservation Fund. It's an organization based in Namibia.
Right.
Namibia.
Yeah, I was so thrilled when ABC just named you like Person of the Month for your efforts there. And they showed the incredible program that you have there where you're actually substituting dogs so that the cheetah don't end up getting shot by the farmers who are trying to protect their cattle. That's smart.
Yeah, it's one of our non-lethal predator control methods. And actually these dogs are used here in Oregon too. Down working with the sheep farmers and trying to keep the coyotes away. So livestock management and predator management go hand in hand. But what we've learned in Namibia has been now a model for predator people worldwide. And of course, I'm from Oregon and was at the Wildlife Safari. We were saying today that it's been about 35 years that we've been breeding cheetahs here and with you. And she's been born down at the Wildlife Safari. She's 3.5 years old.
And she's never really been raised with other cubs, right? Or a mom? Or
she was an orphan and one cub in a litter. And there's never enough milk for just one cub, and so having to be hand raised.
How old is our little friend back there?
She's 3.5.
3.5.
She's not little. Describe this beautiful cat.
Well, she's probably about 100 pounds, and stands just a little bit lower than your hip. Fastest land animal, can go up to about 70 miles an hour.
That is amazing.
She's trained
really
to run.
is.
She'll run after a mechanical lure. And she's, I think, related to the cheetahs that are now at the new predator of the Serengeti exhibit here at the Oregon Zoo too.
Oh, really?
So it's really nice for me to see the cooperation and of Winston and Oregon Zoo together, from the safari where the cheetahs now can kind of go back and forth, and we can develop a public viewing and a breeding program, because the Wildlife Safari is still world famous for its breeding, and one of the few places in the world that has had the success that they have. So all of Oregonians should be proud of that too.
Yeah, the reason that you're doing this, of course, is because of the endangered status of the cheetah. Talk about your efforts. Have they paid off in terms of the number of breeding cheetahs that have been able to reproduce?
Well, here in the world, actually, captive cheetahs are still not very successful in breeding. That's why looking at large enclosures and breeding facilities like Winston are so important. And why I end up in Namibia, because we really need to save the wild cheetahs. There's only about 10,000 left in the world. Namibia has the last large remaining population. We have about 3,000. We've grown that population probably about 1,000 or so over the years that we've been there, using our non-lethal predator control methods and training of local Namibians in conservation education. We also have a really great program in Oregon here too, where we have Oregon graduates from all the different universities. And actually the main handler over here, Phil, was one of our graduate students, and he spent 2.5 years with us. His internship was 3 months. So it's kind of neat because we've had about 35 students from our global graduate program here in Oregon through CCF, and now they've become cheetah keepers, handlers in zoos throughout the country. So it's a neat relationship between CCF Namibia and cheetahs here in the United States.
What was the initial appeal? What first captured your attention as far as cheetahs? How far back does this love affair go?
Well, I started working with cheetahs in 1974, so it was right about the time that the Wildlife Safari was opening. And looked at cheetahs and looked at those eyes and really asked people what they knew about cheetahs, and people said nothing. They don't breed well in captivity, and nobody really knows anything about them, and when you find out something, let us know. So that was 35 years ago, and I think that we know a lot about cheetahs. But we also know that we need to do a lot in order to save them. And Africa is where the last remaining few populations are, and there's a lot to do. But we need local support here in the United States and around the world to do the work that has to be done and able to help people in Africa who are living in subsistence lifestyles and in conflict with predators to help their livelihoods, at the same time trying to save an animal like the cheetah, which is endangered.
So you have given up so much of your own life for this animal, and you're, you know, I mean, part you've devoted your life where you live is because of that. Do you ever think about, okay, my work is nearly complete, I'm going to hand the conservation fund over to someone else, or do you envision a time you'll be back in Oregon, or is Namibia home for good?
Namibia's home.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I've been there now 20 years. We've got a big research and education
I'll
center.
bet the conditions have changed quite drastically, though, from when you first moved there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What was it like when you first got there? How'd you live?
I'm in the back of a Land Rover.
It was just grassroots. For the love of the
Very
cat.
much
So tell
Very
us
much
quickly about the great event that we have here in Portland.
Big cat,
It's-
big party.
Yeah, it's a big cat, big party.
And big brunch.
Big
It's at
brunch.
the Oregon Zoo, and it's on the 11th of October.
That's right.
And we encourage everybody to come out and have brunch. You have to get tickets ahead of time. Taini will be there as well, and we're going to be, you know, people can see and learn more about our efforts. And of course, there's things like auctions, and it's a fundraiser. We're trying to raise continual awareness and funds to keep our programs going to help save the wild cheetah.
Does Taini like Eggs Benedict?
No, she's only on a meat diet.
Is
with-
Taini a Bloody Mary cat?
She probably would be a Bloody Mary beef cat.
I do notice Taini checking out the new David Gray album, though, back there behind us. So.
Good taste.
Yeah.
Well, the Big Cat, Big Party, Big Brunch, again, as Lori said, is Sunday, October 12th. It's at the Oregon Zoo Banquet. Ticket sales end October 7th. The brunch goes from noon till 2. Tickets for that, $45 before September 25th, and then after the 25th, they go up to $55. So it sounds like a great time. Certainly a wonderful cause, and who wouldn't want to hang around with a beautiful animal like this?
And learn more about 'em.
Provided
Yeah.
she's well fed.
Congratulations on your work.
Thank you very much, and thanks for all your support too. It's just great to have, you know, all of your listeners be involved and listen to what's going on and to know more about cheetahs.
Anything you want to leave us with there?
We've
I was
got a
talking to
bike
the cat.
raffle. Oh, okay.
Put the microphone. Can you do that?
But please go onto our website too, yours. I know all this is going to be videoed, so you'll see it. But onto our website, cheetah.org, and learn about the different activities and how people can get involved in the work that we're doing.
And the cat's name is?
Taini.
Taini, anything you want to leave us with? Taini?
Got it.
Strong silent type.
She's licking
That says it all.
Lacey's hand right there. So.
Thinking of bread.
Oh, we train her every day.
Every single day.
Just keep the bond up. We take her on a lot of trips to get used to. We just took her to Ashland in Southern Oregon on Saturday.
It's a flavor, so it's
Keep her getting.